is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Friday, February 26th. Hey, you want to take the day off?
No.
What?
Kidding! Go. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot cross buns.
Man, I thought when I threw it the first time, it was just going to go everywhere. And they stuck in there, and the other one went, and it was just... And if you're not seeing us, that sounds like a weird sentence. Take the day off, Friday.
It's Friday, everybody. It's the day where you should take off with no reason at all. But
Yeah, Friday.
if you need
Come
a
on.
reason, we'll give them to you.
Yeah. We'll give
Are
you
a
drunk
reason.
already? Did you
Well,
just
yeah,
you on
yeah.
a bender?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You know, a lot of times I wake up and I'm a little peckish, a little hungry before we do the show. I feel good right now, though. I feel full. I feel rested. I don't feel like I need to eat for probably 5 or 6 hours. Isn't that crazy?
Good on you.
Yeah.
So you're going to eat lunch at 10?
5 or 6 hours.
So
So
maybe
11.
11. Between 10 and 11, you're
and we'll
good.
finish this up about 5:20, and then we have the post prep where Rig and Trace, we all get in a room. You know what I mean? It takes, that's 6. And so then it's,
You guys want to hear some post prep?
you have post prep?
I gotta record everything.
Okay.
Dan.
Or whenever you're ready, call it.
Hey guys, good show today.
Did you bring the Mallow cups?
Brought them.
Good, because I don't do post prep without Mallow cups. That's my rule.
What are we working on for tomorrow, guys? What big bits?
You guys really didn't have much shine today,
Right.
You were just kind of dusty.
What do we need?
It
So
was-
what can we do tomorrow to really spice it up? You think?
I think some foul language would do the trick.
Okay, so tomorrow's tell a fairy tale day.
Tomorrow's
So what-
Saturday.
This is audio from post prep, so it's from yesterday.
I thought we were doing audio from a week ago.
No. So this is audio from post prep from yesterday's
Okay,
post prep.
interesting.
So tomorrow's tell a fairy tale day. So like, how do we spice that up with any bits?
Oh, I don't know, Trace. Do you want to tell them what you told me last night?
I can't tell you that story, but I can tell you this one. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Trace. She was awesome and she really liked cake.
Why are you saving this gold for the post prep?
Because the post prep gets you ready for tomorrow's show.
That would still be pre-show prep, wouldn't it? I thought post prep was wrap up time to tell them where they messed up.
We do that too.
Okay, because there were a couple of dingleberries out there today. It was terrible. Terrible.
This
My friend Fernando would say.
all right, we're done with that clip, and so clearly it's a very fruitful time.
Yeah. Post prep is a big part of what we do here. Take the day off.
Yes.
But
That's
then
how
after
we,
that, 5 to 6 hours. So that would be 11 or 12.
Yes, it's how we
Pay the bills.
wet our chops. It is tell a fairy tale day, as you heard.
Oh, you wet our chops. It's disgusting.
It's tell a fairy tale day. So you might be wondering, how do I take this day off? It's in the name. Tell a fairy tale day.
Yeah.
So tell a fairy tale. Write one even. I don't know. Fairy tales are special. I read them every once in a while, just to kind of get to wet my chops, and I read them, and I'm always amazed at what I see. And I was reading fairy tale the other day.
Fairy Tale Weekly.
Fairy Tale Weekly. The story was called Jennifer, the Super Duper Princess.
Okay.
Okay. Now the whole story here is Jennifer is a superhero / princess. So she's a princess that can also fly and has super strength,
course.
etc. It's a phenomenal story, fairy tale, if you will. But in the middle of it, Jennifer says this amazing line here, and it's really poetic. She says, "I will save tomorrow. I will save the day. I will save whenever I want to. Hey, hey, hey. Nothing is better than me, and nothing is better than you. We're all together lovely." And that is the truth. Dana is about tell a fairy tale day.
She would say all of that.
She would say all of that. At the very end, she snuck in that weird line at the end.
Because it started off rhyming and it kind of trailed off into not
It
rhyming.
did. It was a 1-3-2-4. Yeah.
Yeah. Limerick.
Limerick.
I found out a limerick is an AABBA.
Because I threw it out there the
Yeah.
other day and you had to do a quick
Yeah.
goog.
There once was a man named Bran
Yeah.
who sometimes could hardly stand. He walked a while and said, "I've got style," but nobody could ever fan. That would be a limerick.
That's good. I love that. How about the bubba de boo? Skip it the bubba de boo. Limericks. Do you know about Tell a Fairy Tale Day?
I do, in fact, and it dates back to Dave Willoughby in the early
He
1920s.
typically does.
Dave Willoughby was so hell-bent on ending a movie
Dave Willoughby and his guys.
and his guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Dave Willoughby had a lot of guys that he worked
Coworkers.
with. Yeah. And they were a screenwriting team. And when the movies began to be talkies in the late 1920s, they were determined to end a movie with the line, "Tell me a fairy tale." Never did it. Never got it done. Tried to insert themselves in numerous movies so that they could end the story with "Tell me a fairy tale." To his deathbed, he never made a dime off of screenwriting because of it. But they did, in his honor, they called him Homeless Dave towards the end. They established National Tell Me a Fairy Tale Day.
Now, he would try to insert that line into the end of it. Was the
end.
rest of the screenplay any good?
Yeah, he would just go, it was gold. So he would die
but
on that hill.
They would. So
For instance, Gone with the Wind. That's a Willoughby joint. Years later, that's a Willoughby joint.
So he did make
wrote
money.
he wrote the whole script. No. He said, "This is my script, and I'm dying on this hill." The last one, and they said no. They fired him. They kept his script. Hollywood back then.
Oh,
And
brutal.
so then, instead of frankly,
They were all probably on uppers too.
because at the end, instead of "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a," you know what? It was, "Frankly, my dear, tell me a fairy tale."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The movie ends that way. Huh?
Yeah. Frankly, my dear, tell me a fairy tale. And he slams the door shut. Dave thought it worked as a great insult, as a great uplift. It could be anything depending on the context. That's what Dave had going for him.
Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, I don't see anything here that is the contrary. So,
Dave and the guys,
I do
baby.
believe you must be correct. Dave and the guys, I love those guys. They write good stuff. I think they were underrated and not appreciated in their day. That's for sure. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about the weirdest fairy tales you've ever heard. The weirdest ones. And maybe we'll share a fairy tale with you
Okay,
that we've
yeah.
been working on as well.
Oh,
You ready to dust that
I'm
out?
ready.
All right, here we go. We'll be right back here on Take the Day Off. A lot of.
what are you doing over there? This table's kind of wobbly. Say what you will.
Hey, it's National. It's Tell a Fairy Tale Day.
Yeah.
Tell a Fairy Tale Day. And we want to know what's the weirdest fairy tale
weirdest.
you've ever heard. Fairy tales are weird.
That's my thing is that all of these fairy tales are weird.
Yeah.
Like even like rhymes, like Humpty Dumpty.
What's
Like
he up to?
he's an egg and he's just sitting on a wall.
And he cracks.
And
Yolk,
then
yolk everywhere.
They send all the
all
horses.
the horses and all the king's men.
It sounds like that's going to be a disaster.
And why are the king's men not taking horses?
Why are they taking horses? All the
it's
king's horses and all the king's men.
All the king's horses.
You think they're going separately?
That's what it makes it sound like.
I think the hooves are going to be an issue.
Yeah.
That's not going to be good.
The hooves are a big issue all
Hooves
the
are gonna-
time.
Hansel and Gretel?
Oh my gosh.
That's just disastrous.
That's weird.
Jack and Jill went up the like. Isn't that basically like? Isn't one of them dead?
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Jack
fell down and broke his crown. Couldn't get up in the morning. He's dead.
That's a head injury.
That's
That's a traumatic brain injury.
So how's Jill doing, you think? Like
Probably still struggling.
she's had to deal with that for years now.
Yeah, I just don't. None of these are normal to me.
None of these are normal, and none of these are an encouragement to my soul.
No.
But they're great. And what's that other one? The three little the pig.
Three Little Pigs. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Wolves just blowing
Wolves.
houses down.
It's not.
You
Huff-
think a wolf's not going to be able to get into the last house? Do you know, I got a long version of that book. I didn't know the full story. I got a book for my
Danny
kids.
Crambles?
Danny Crambles. And do you know that when they get to the brick house, he tries to blow it down, but then he tries to go in through the chimney, and they have a fire going, and he catches on fire, and he leaves and runs away for good. That's what does it. It's the chimney and the fire, not just the house of brick. True story.
Wow.
I know. Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Hansel and Gretel, Lisa says.
Yeah, several people
it's
said that.
creepy
Yeah.
and hello cannibalism. That's such a Brothers Grimm. What's the deal with Brothers Grimm? Because didn't they write a bunch of these and
They
then what Disney took them and made them their own. Like Alonzo says, in the Brothers Grimm version of Snow White, the Wicked Queen is forced to wear red hot iron shoes and then to a dance until she drops dead.
Yeah, the Brothers Grimm had a bunch of weird ones, but the Brothers Grimm are from like hundreds of years ago. Like
Right.
I'm pretty sure they lived in the early 1800s.
Why were they so sadistic?
I don't know. Maybe that's just what life was like in the 1800s. To cheer yourself up, you read about people dying.
It sure was. My computer's being wonky right now.
Tinder Daddy says there's a collection of them in a book I read in elementary school called The Stinky Cheese Man,
Yeah.
but a majority of the originals are just downright dark and terrifying. The weirdest would have to be that princess that felt a pee under like 100 mattresses or something. PEA. Someone else, Darnell, points that out as Princess and the Pea.
Yeah.
PEA.
Yeah, of course. You're not feeling urine. On
No, you're not feeling urine, or like you have to urinate.
My computer's being weird. I can't tell who said
Melinda-
this. But the original non-Disney version of The Little Mermaid, when she walks, it says that it's like walking on sharp knives. The prince marries someone else, and instead of killing the prince, as the sea witch asked her, she jumps into the water, becomes a sea mist, and has to earn her soul over 300 years.
I did not know The Little Mermaid existed pre-Disney.
I didn't either.
I got to be honest. That's news to me. I'm learning something here on Take the Day Off.
Sure are.
A lot of people said Hansel and Gretel. Alice in Wonderland is a very weird story.
Yeah, it is a weird one.
There's another Grimm fairy tale called The Sausage, the Mouse, and the Bird. Melinda says is very bizarre.
Tracy says there's a fabulous podcast called Myths and Legend whose wheelhouse is crazy fairy tales and all over the world. She says can't pick just one, but Japan wins hands down with some of the weirdest ones. So apparently Japan is out there creating weird fairy tales. Myths and Legends, if you guys want to listen to a podcast.
I like it. Sarah Kirkolis says Red Riding Hood is a piece of work. A cautionary tale of wandering in the woods alone. The wolf manages to swallow Grandma and Red whole, and then falls asleep.
Yes.
Gets cut open by the passing woodsman. Grandma and Red jump out and are saved. Has his belly stuffed with rocks. Gets sewn back up. Wakes up from his nap. Tries to chase them. Falls down because he has rocks inside of him.
I didn't know this part.
And dies. Moral of the story, stay on the dang path, kids. Don't go chasing wildflowers. That is, I did not know about the rocks and stuff in that.
But I will say, like, to make it kid friendly, they do like he still dresses up like Grandma, right? Like, does he eat Grandma in the children's version?
Yes.
So he does eat Grandma, and then he just dresses up
That's
like her.
right.
So it's like we'll make it kid friendly with the still the killing.
And then somehow disguises himself to where Red doesn't know that it's not Grandma.
dresses up like Grandma.
That's the one that I think I can't get past. Is you walk in, you've been to your grandma's house before.
You have.
You're going to mistake her for a wolf? I just don't see it. Shannon agrees with me. All of them, all of these are creepy. I would agree with that statement 100%.
How did this why is a question that I have. Like,
yes.
Why do we do this?
Yeah.
Why are these passed down year after year, generation to generation? These weird stories that are changed just a little bit, but still probably shouldn't be read.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are we doing, guys?
It's just.
Can
part
I
of
interest you
history.
into a book, and I think your kids are going to love it. It's called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies. It's a book coming out in September, and I think it's really going to be family friendly, and your kids are going to love it.
Put
They're gonna
away
laugh.
the fairy tales and read this instead.
And then Dan said, we did it, everybody. Congratulations.
Yay.
Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. We're going to be back on Monday. At least that's the plan. Plans change. Maybe we sleep in.
You never
Maybe
know.
We sleep in for
You
a
never
change.
know.
But until then, I
We
hope
worked
you
a
guys-
holiday this week. I want to be clear. We worked President's Day.
President's
So
Day.
that's, we're owed a day somewhere along the way.
somewhere along the way. That's exactly right. Until then, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Take
the
today
day
off.
off.
Bye. Hey, Rick.
Yeah, Trace.
What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, I've got a hodgeball tournament.
Hodge ball.
Hodgeball, yeah.
You want to come over? We can eat some sauerkraut,
Oh, that's the good stuff.
do some burpees.
Some burpees.
Burpees.
Like you're working out?
No, just like
Hey, guys, it's supposed to be a haiku time.
Yeah, what's going on there?
What?
You just shut your.
We're
shut your
still
pants.
on?
We're still on. We're still on the air.
They know that we're gonna eat sauerkraut now. This is
That-
so
yeah,
embarrassing.
it is. That was the haiku.
Yeah.
But
Sauerkraut.
if you cut it correctly, you can find 575 anywhere you want.
Anywhere you want.
So
That's
we just
the way
did
you
it. We
need
did
it.
a haiku. You just keep to yourself.
Sauerkraut out.